Hello and welcome to Red Gaming Tech. My name is Amata. Today is the 23rd of December, and this time I'm bringing you some news from the Elder Scrolls Online, as the PvP developer, who goes by the name of Brian Wheeler, has taken part in a rather large Q&A in which he detailed the MMO's PvP combat, competitive realms, guild ownership, map size, and much more. Now, the Q&A actually happened on the Elitist Jerks forum, and when Wheeler was asked about the size of the world map, he replied as such. Quote, Cyrodiil is very large. On foot, it would take you roughly 20 to 30 minutes to cross it from north to south. And elsewhere he added, Cyrodiil in our timeline will look very familiar to Oblivion, however much more spread out. To the question of jungles in Cyrodiil and the question of Tiber Septim changing the climate, we have a book in the game for you to find more details about that hiding in Cyrodiil itself. And when he was discussing PvP, he addressed questions about competitive campaigns and rules within the Elder Scrolls Online. And he said, quote, during beta we have been using a 48-hour campaign rule set, but standard campaigns will last 3 months. We have the ability to make scoring changes and duration changes depending on player needs, and we'll analyse how scoring goes to determine if we need alternate rule sets with different duration scoring, but also if we need to add player level restricted campaigns or not. There really is a great deal of flexibility with the campaign system, and we'll be paying close attention to what players ask to determine which campaign rules we add. Now, Wheeler continued saying, when talking on the topic of skills, he said, quote, skill is a tricky thing to measure, as when most people talk about skill on Elder Scrolls, it's referring to headshots with a bow, blocking, power attacks, or dodging at the right time. In Elder Scrolls Online, we have many opportunities for players to show their skill, as we also have blocking, roll dodging, and sneaking up on enemy players without getting detected. There are opportunities to block power attacks which knock your enemy off balance, opening them up for a power attack of your own. That being said, we do have to account for network latency, so it's not pinpoint. There is some wiggle room for dodging that we found to work quite nicely in our Cyrodiil battles. Now, he also confirmed that when you do manage to win often at PvP, you can share that progress with the world if you want to. And he said, quote, every other Alliance War rank will offer a new rank symbol to the player target frame to indicate what rank that player is. The player, him or herself, will not visually be different or have an extended title attached to their nameplate other than the symbol. There are also some very cool looking light, medium and heavy armor sets available in Cyrodiil that have an appearance that should be very familiar to Elder Scrolls players. Now, there is a literal ton of information over on the Elitist Jerks forum thread. It will of course be linked in the description if you wish to give it a read. It's a rather interesting reading, to say the least. There's literally an entire list of links to different parts of the Q&A, and it gives rather in-depth about the PvP elements of the Elder Scrolls Online, so if you have some questions, I suggest you take yourself over to that particular forum thread and give it a read, and before you ask, no, you do not have to be a member in order to view the forum, so do not worry about that. Anyway, that is me done for this video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.